Hey guys, and welcome back to Building with Whip. Today we are here in our new ice spikes biome, and I am so excited to be getting going here. Today we're gonna kind of plan out where we want to get the structure going and kind of probably the starting shape of the front face of it. I've got a pretty cool plan for it, but all in all, it's gonna require it's gonna be a few episodes to build it. I want to build basically a giant communal structure. I was talking to a good old friend, and she had mentioned that there's a town up in northern Canada that is like so close to where all the polar bears are and everything that it's pretty dangerous to be walking around. So a lot of their town is actually built around one large central structure. So I thought that would be kind of interesting to play on the fact that we have these polar bears down here. There's that guy right there, and there's that guy right there, and then there's two spiders that are stuck inside each other. But overall, I thought it would be a really cool idea to go ahead and do that. There was a lava pool down there. I went ahead and got rid of that guy just to get that guy out of here. But all in all, we gotta figure out what we want to be doing here to get this place really set up. So I'm thinking we're gonna go ahead and clear out this central area right here that's a little bit flatter. But let's go ahead and actually fly up here now that I wanted to be up higher. Of course, I jumped down. But you can see here when we get way up here in the sky and look like that. Okay, so coming back in here, you can see this whole place is really starting to open. It's busy because all the ice spikes, of course, that's why we're here. But what we can do, let's actually land. Can we land on this guy? Right, oh, missed it, bummer. Wait, no, I did chop this open. I can get up here, cool. I might have planned this in advance, but I think it'd be pretty cool to have like the front of the structure kind of right here and going back into the mountain so we can kind of have the end of it going off into the distance. So we might as well come down. This guy's gonna be pretty long, and I want to have enough room to detail out the whole front and the two sides without really worrying about going into the mountain. So what we're working with for our base palette here, guys, is we're using white terracotta, white concrete, and some quartz. That's pretty much what our base shape is here, and it's gonna work out really well. So what if we went ahead and kind of picked, so for the front of the structure, I want this guy to be, if we have it on this height, we could bring that area up there. I think that'd be fine, and this is actually a pretty good height to be able to go backwards. So why don't we start him like right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got that. And then I want to have, I want to have like a front central walking area through here. I got a bed real quick that we can sleep on. Go ahead and do this just so we don't have to deal with the monsters. Would be nice to have a peaceful episode. But yeah, I had originally planned on doing like a big talky episode, and just kind of going over everything, talking about where things are going. But then I was like, no, I want to do some building. Let's get some building in here. So we can do that. So we got 3 blocks over. There we go. That. Then right here. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. This is where we're gonna have the general entryway. Break that guy open. Then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and we want another one of those. For now, I'm just gonna go ahead and break this guy through here because we're just gonna be building this front face up. And you guys will see how wide this thing actually is. We're gonna have to get rid of this whole spike here, unless we can somehow incorporate it into the build itself, but I don't think so because we need to have this as our main entranceway right here. And I'm okay getting rid of some of these spikes. Luckily, they break very quickly, as you guys can see. So it's super easy to get all of it down. You do that, and bam, there's the top of it. And you get a ton of packed ice out of it. So for those who want to make redstone things using ice and packed ice and everything, just go find one of these biomes. The longest part is actually just getting here. But then once you're done, bam, look at that. We already have like a whole nother stack of packed ice, which is really cool. So because we're in this biome though, we got all this cool packed ice and everything around us. And I want to be using that for really just detailing out the structure itself. So now we got this thing right here. I want to go ahead and bring in another pillar block right there just so we can have this doorway really lined out. Then we can bring this guy over 1. And I think right there, yeah. So then we want to bring right there, bam. 1, 2, 3. Bring this guy over 3, and like that. And this is how wide the front shape of our building here is going to be. Basically, we're going to have the doorway right in here. Basically, set back in 1. Kind of what I want to be doing is really bringing like packed ice in here and just creating that cool, like a cool doorway frame or something. Go ahead and do this. Bring this guy all the way up here and do that. So you can see we got a cool little interesting doorway frame right there. This structure, I think it's gonna be like 40 something blocks tall, so it'll probably be as tall as that mountain maybe. But I think with all the colors we're gonna get in it, it's gonna look really, really cool. So let's go ahead and do this. Where are those quartz? That's where am I? There we are. Like that. Bring this guy all the way back in here. I probably should have done this to begin with. But I want to basically make these little archways. We're going to go ahead and make one together here. And then I will go ahead and do some more building. There's, oh. There's something bugged out right up there. That's weird. And yeah, so right there, that, bam, cool. We got our front little way here at the bottom. Let's go ahead and build this side up here. So what I wanted to do is bring this guy up to being 3 high, probably, yeah. No, 4 high. 4 high, I think. Sorry, I have an image off to the side of the screen that kind of has me doodling and drawing it and figuring out what we're going to do with it. Like that right there. And I want this, I think it goes right there. Yeah, that's the same height. Perfect. Right here, we can go ahead and do some white terracotta. We don't have any quartz slabs on us, but we throw a little quartz slab right in there to create these cool little archways. But you guys can see the general idea that we're going to be going with here. And then to bring in some cool bits of design for it, sticking out the front there, just to add some extra shape to it, you can go ahead and do that guy. And basically those are going to be going all the way across for these 4. And I don't have, so what I want to do from here, is it going to be dark already? No, it's just, okay, we're just used to the desert where it's really, really bright the entire time. Got it. Something like this, creating these little cool spikes here at the front. I don't actually have any white powdered concrete on me, but that's what I want to throw on top of that guy, just to get another little bit of a highlight. Kind of looks like a bit of a candy bar, but it's pretty cool. Let me go grab something and we'll finish that guy off right there real quick. Okay, so we are back here now, and we can place that guy in right there, and it's looking pretty great. I think that's how we want to do it. Yeah, so we want to do that. Then right up here, we want to go ahead on top of this. I went ahead and made some white concrete powder. Get up on this guy. I don't quite know how I'm going to do this, but I want to create these little interesting bits on top of them. That's basically just bam, bam. And then I want to throw an end rod on top of that, which of course I forgot this. Let me go grab them. So I went ahead and did a little bit more work here, guys, and I think I like it. So this is pretty much what my plan was. I was trying to show you guys with the end rods there, and where I went to go grab one, but pretty much we want to be bringing that guy up just to get that little bit of a light on top and a point on top of it. And then here, one step in, I wanted to add a spruce fence there to basically give it a little bit more height that'll kind of round out the whole thing. Now with that cobblestone texture being so obtrusive compared to everything else we had, I brought in a little bit of stone here along the bottom, just some stone slabs, and stacked them up. So we're going to do that along the bottom just to get that extra little bit of color there. But I think I'm going to go ahead and get these 2 guys put in place now. And we can go ahead and start organizing this stuff out and see what we can get in here, just to get a little bit more of the shape to this whole build. But I think we're going to need to do that so that we can really start to see what's going on here. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of do this on both of them. And bam. And for now, we're going to go ahead and use our silky shovel. I want to get as much snow as we can. We'll be using a lot of that stuff for detailing later on. So right there, we need to bring this up one more, and then we do 2 white, and I have a lot of crap in my inventory. That's concrete powder, so we want to use white concrete. Do 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we grab our powder. Gosh, I really should not have grabbed this many stacks of just random stuff. That's here. Then I forgot the cobblestone wall. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these guys evened out so they're pretty much the same size, the same shape as those guys over there, and you guys will start to see the general idea of what we want to get going on here. And for our little awnings here, I'm using the stone slabs just because I think it gives a nice little color to it that isn't super white, you know. And here we're gonna do the stone slabs again with a bit larger of an arch in the middle, and then we can start going up. But let's see, can we grab this guy real quick? What I want to be doing right up here is so it comes up, and then we're going to start using another pillar block, And then I wanted to bring it back one so that we can have that extra bit of depth here. And I think we're gonna have a window starting right here on this guy. So pretty much it's gonna be going up like this, all the way up to the top to whatever height we wanna set it to. And, oh, whoa, there we go. Okay, we're good. But you guys can see that gets a really cool sense of depth right there. And those end rods are back there just to give a little bit of light and give that more of that particle effect on it. Just give that more of a mystical feel to it. But once we get the whole front face of this guy, I think you guys will really start to understand what I mean by how it's really gonna look. All right, so the other side's done, and we're at the first point where we got a little bit of a problem to deal with here. So I got this front open entryway right here, right? And these two open spots right there that you guys can see, can we get this block back? Yeah, we did, cool. Those I wanna put sea lanterns in, but we don't really have sea lanterns because we don't have a, whatchamacallit set up, a ocean monument like Guardian Farm set up. So that's one thing that we gotta start looking into dealing with. But on top of that, I wanna figure out a way to slope this up so it's a higher way than these two corner bits. You guys can see over here that I did the exact same that we have over here. I haven't went back in and put in the white concrete to make it a little bit lighter in there, because we're going to basically be transitioning from this darker tone all the way up to being a full white concrete at the tippy top, just to make it much, much brighter. But you guys can see that we're getting that cool little circle, like arched effect right there with the end rods. I think it's really cool way of looking at it. From down below, it's going to make this structure look very, very large, and up here it actually gives a really cool style to it, in my opinion. Granted, it looks a little weird right now because we don't have this whole thing set up ready to go. But what I want to do with you guys in this clip is work out this area right here. I have a decent plan on how to do it. So what I'm thinking is right here, because what we did here is we basically took this down one, in the middle up one, and we basically created these little arches where they kept coming out in like that, and then smoothed it out going all the way up here. But on this middle one, I want you to be able to see this full entryway. So what I'm thinking right here is we go ahead and bring this out like that. Probably, maybe. What do we want to do here? Yeah, no, we do want, let's bring this up one. Let's see, is that all the way back even with those guys? It is. So what we're gonna go ahead and do, probably, I'm thinking here is we're gonna bring this guy. Did I make this door one too tall? I had an idea before with this and it just doesn't seem like it's working too well. I think the door is one too tall. So let's bring these guys all down. It looks cool like that. Oh, I broke a lot more things than I wanted to. So we got our stairs right in here, just stair, then up here in the middle, we had a half slab, an extra one up, and where are those 3 chiseled quartz blocks? Bam, bam, and can we get, bam, cool. Which means right there and there are the sea lanterns, not that extra step up. So, and we can go ahead and fill this stuff in here, and bring that right there like that, and get ourselves back up here. Okay. Much, much better, I think. Yeah, so that's one lower. And now we can bring this guy. So pretty much what I want to do here, let's start from the bottom actually, is like this, and basically bring this over like that. So it's creating a cool, interesting effect to it, where we're kind of bringing it up by 1 each time in the middle here. So let's go ahead and copy this over on this side, bring in this kind of arched effect to it. Bam, 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 bam. And right here, we're gonna have to break these for now. I'm thinking we're just gonna have to do this the whole way. So we can do bam, bam. But what I wanna do here is extend it out like that and actually place that block back in there and go ahead and bring this guy right like that. And we get this cool color, it was cool look to it from down below, but I want to go one step further here. So I want to create this basically like inlaid arch to it, which will give a really interesting look to it from below, I'm thinking. This is kind of expanding from what the original idea was right here. But you can see that really cool shape it's generating right there. It's kind of an optical illusion a little bit. But we got to figure out how we want to go ahead and deal with... No, I guess we don't have to deal with those empty spaces below because we're blocking them. So that's actually totally fine, besides getting sea lanterns in there, which we need to do. So for now, I think I'm just going to throw some packed ice in these blocks to fill it in, to remind me that we need to do it. But you guys can imagine sea lanterns right there giving some more light off to it. So we're probably going to have to go ahead and get into doing that ocean monument sooner and later. I did go ahead and find one that had a really cool little island next to it. I've been doing some exploring, just kind of expanding out what I know of the area. No official maps yet or anything besides what we can find on Mine Atlas. But I decided to do some flying around in the ocean in between these areas, and I found this awesome little area on the... Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. But I found this awesome little beach. It's basically the size of probably these two ice spikes combined in length, and then like 3 blocks off of it is the start of an ocean monument. So we can use that beach as like a staging point and do the ocean monument. So I think before we get there and actually get set up, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing some like just squaring it off, blocking it off, and then we'll have to do some sort of crazy time lapse of like filling it all in with sand and everything and emptying it all out and conquering it and all that fun stuff that we're gonna need to do. Now, what did I come back here to get? Right, so I went ahead and made a bunch of glass over here because we're gonna, it's the top one? Yeah, there we go. I made a bunch of glass and I made a bunch of, oh yeah, so I was over there at the Ocean Monument and I got 4 prismarine shards to my name. So we need a lot of light blue dye here. I'm gonna basically make as much as I possibly can. Actually, let's just go with a whole stack for now because I don't want to waste too much of it. We can throw that all back in here. And I want to go ahead and turn this into a full stack of glass panes. And that'll be good. We can throw that guy back in there. But for the windows, I want to use light blue stained glass. Give a cool color to it. So we kind of get that frosty feel to it, still within that biome color scheme that we have going here. You guys can see this really starts to bring everything together. This middle area here, we need to still kind of get it all set up and looking fancy. But to do that, basically all we need to go ahead and do here is bring this straight across like this. And plop our little end rods here in the corner to keep with that same theme. Do we want to do one in the middle? I don't think so. I think it would look kind of weird with one in the middle. Sorry. But yeah, so what I wanted to do on this big guy right here, I think I'm just going to carry this all the way across instead of having that open gap right there just for the interior sake. But what I want to do is actually create a giant window here. So go ahead and bring this guy all the way up here. We can fly over there. Go ahead and bring him all the way up here. And you can see we can have like a giant stained glass window here, which is going to go and arch up and kind of round itself off as we get up to the top. Now that I'm looking at all this though, we probably want to get some connected textures or something going here with the glass in the resource pack, just so it looks a lot nicer, you know? But, oh well, we'll figure it out. So how tall is this guy? This guy's 4 high right now, and I like doing odd numbers, so I think we're going to go with 5 on that and just kind of round that out right there. So we got that guy up. Then let's go ahead and do this on this guy as well. So he's 4 high, and we can bring this up to 5 again. Bam, right there. We got some cool stuff going. We've got the rest of this shape kind of sorting itself out. And we can bring this stained glass all the way up here as we start to expand our structure. That's where we need to start doing concrete. Cool. Bring all this stuff here. And I want to be bringing this pillar block all the way up just so we can create these. I had this idea for a cool pillar design on the front that we'll get to, but it's just going to kind of keep bringing everything straight up here. Now let's take a look at this guy. Oh yeah, I'm actually, as it's turning nighttime here too, just imagine like looking at the inside of like this giant just hall or something. It's gonna look really cool. I like the amount of depth we get out of setting that face for the windows back and then using the stained glass window pane as well, the glass pane, so it's not a full block. I think that gives a great amount of depth to it. But we need to get some lighting down here, which is why I wanted the sea lantern. So we might have to do something temporary for now to fix it up. Ooh, yeah, I like that. That's actually really, really cool. That's giving us a very, very nice feel to this whole place. So what I'm thinking, I've been messing around with replay mod recently, just kind of learning how it goes. And I really, really want to try it here in this series and see how it works in a survival setting instead of just a creative setting. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to try and finish off the front face of this whole building here and do that in replay mod so we can get some cool thing done by the end of this episode. So I'm going to do that, and I will catch you guys on the other side. In today's time lapse, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I know normally we have the music playing in the background and everything, and just you guys can chill and relax. But I really want to talk to you guys about resource management and survival, which for me, that really brings out an awesome sense of accomplishment when you finish a building. Like, I love Reforge. I love the things you can make with it. And I know probably a lot of the time they look a lot better than what we build here in survival, for example. But I feel so much more accomplished and so much happier with myself when I make that here in survival because I'm actually gathering the resources and working more than just placing the blocks down. But sometimes that grind gets to me. And so far in my experience, it means it's either time to take a break, pick up a new game for a little while, and come back later on, or it's time to start a new project like we're doing here with this build. We left the desert behind, and now we're out here doing something totally new and interesting. It's really getting me back into the creative spirit. And I have so many ideas of what I want to be building. But one thing that obviously makes it a lot easier in survival is the automation using redstone to really bring out your creations, make them your own, and get a lot of extra resources like they're an iron farm, a guardian farm, and an ocean monument, mob grinders, whatever you want to do. You can automate pretty much every resource in Minecraft that requires grind in order to get it, which is cool because you can get a lot of stuff out of it. And that's kind of, you work towards building those mob farms and they take a lot of time, but they can really bring you back and make things a lot better in the end. But overall, just resource management in Minecraft for me has really made survival super, super interesting because this building right here, as you can see, we're constantly running back to a storage room. But it's really shown we're doing a lot of work to build this ourselves here. And you can see it's not the most amazing structure, but it's unique and we created it ourselves. And I think that's just awesome. All right, guys. So we got that whole time lapse finished up there. And this episode is getting really, really long. So I think we're going to be ending it off here. But before we get going, I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say about this building. I think the style is really, really unique and interesting. And I haven't really seen anything like it before, as far as I know. But that being said, we're going to need more ender pearls. I used 3 stacks, almost 3 stacks. I have 2 ender pearls left just creating this because I fell off so many dang times. As you guys probably saw in that time lapse in the beginning, I fell off like 5-6 times just trying to get up there the first time. And then I got up there and then I fell off right away. But guys, I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this. I'm super pumped about the idea we have going on here. I look forward to hearing back from you guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. If you guys still are enjoying the series, please hit that like button. If you really love it, please hit the subscribe button. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next episode.